Ladies and gentlemen, Christoph the Polish Geek, and I'm back from being away for 2 weeks. And I did manage to see a few movies. And the very first review I decided to do will be Killers of the Flower Moon, because I was looking forward to this movie and because I love Martin Scorsese, and my favorite movie of his, as I already said in previous video, is The Departed. But I also do love Goodfellas, even though I'm more of a Godfather guy, and Gangs of New York was great. Yeah, I do like Martin Scorsese, but what do I think of Killers of the Flower Moon? Well, good movie, but I can't really say it was one of his best. I kind of expected more from Scorsese, and Killers of the Flower Moon, while a good movie, I can't say it's one of his best movies. In fact, even the 2019 The Irishman, I have to say I liked more than Killers of the Flower Moon. The story of the movie is really good and educational too. It's based on true history too, and I really love history, so... And this is one of those events that I actually never heard about before. So yeah, it was really awesome to learn about it, later make some more research about it. And the story is how the Indian tribe owns some oil in the land, and of course white men, especially William Hale, get greedy and want this for themselves. So William Hale has his nephew Ernest, played excellently by Leonardo DiCaprio, by the way, has his nephew marry into an Indian woman so that he could slowly start killing her family members one by one, and so he could later finally inherit all her fortunes and get rich. And I'm really happy this movie did not make it about racism or race or anything, something which lots of modern Hollywood does. No, thankfully, the movie makes it clear that it's all about greed and money, nothing else. So yes, I'm really happy this movie didn't play race card and instead made it very much about greed and money. The performances are phenomenal, and it's clear that Martin Scorsese picked up some of his favorite actors for this movie that often played his movies. Like William Hale is excellently played by Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro does a phenomenal job as William Hale. Like, he's so over-the-top evil, but that's the point. While Leonardo DiCaprio plays his nephew Ernest. And I have to say, he also does a phenomenal job, although Ernest is a very unlikable character. Which is kind of the point. Even though it's obvious that William Hale is technically the more evil one, since he basically manipulates Ernest and he's the one that decides for Ernest to kill all those Indians. But because it's pretty obvious that Ernest kind of knows what he's doing is wrong, but still he's so greedy that he continues to follow his uncle's instructions to continue killing the family members of his own wife. And while he does state later that he did genuinely love her, one wonders how much of it was true, considering how much he devoted himself to killing members of her family and even later poisoned her. Both Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio are doing a phenomenal job in the roles they're playing, and Martin Scorsese truly knows how to really get good acting out of his actors. And when I said that this movie wasn't perfect though, the flaw that I did have with this movie was though that it was very, very long. Like, most of my favorite movies are very long, like the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. Whenever I watch them, time just flies by, or director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. And in all honesty, The Irishman from 2019 was equally long to this movie, but I didn't really feel the runtime. But here I kind of did. And while the last act, the third act of the movie was by far the most engaging and interesting part of the movie, it's also by this point where I've had to sit and be dragged through the slow first two acts to get to the third act, which, as I said, was the best part of the movie. And not getting me wrong, first two acts were also pretty interesting and they were very necessary to set up the whole story, but I do feel that the pace could have been a little better in the first two acts. It could move a little bit faster. And another flaw of the movie, I have to say, is that You already know I'm a sucker for beautiful visuals and landscapes, and although I heard that the landscapes and visuals are beautiful in this movie before I watched it, I personally can't agree with that. Yes, I really felt the American Midwest atmosphere very much, and it was good, but I don't really think Scorsese really went out his way to make visuals as beautiful as possible. Yes, the cinematography was great. I very much love the cinematography, but the actual visuals, like, the landscapes, I don't think Scorsese quite focused on that. It's obvious that his priority was story and characters, which isn't a bad thing at all. Like, obviously, good story and interesting characters is the very most important thing you want in a good movie, but there have been many movies, many of my favorites, that very much combine beautiful visuals and landscapes with amazing storytelling and interesting characters. So, yes, I do think when it came to visuals and landscapes, I do wish Scorsese showed a little bit more of landscapes of American Midwest. But overall, I think Killers of the Flower Moon was a pretty good movie. Not one of Scorsese's best, but overall a solid work from Martin Scorsese. So here is my review of Killers of the Flower Moon. And more movie reviews are coming because I've seen several other movies like Butcher's Crossing. I was lucky and managed to see it too, so I expect review of that. And thank you for checking out this video. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you very soon in my next movie review. Talk to you then. Bye.